All right, let's take a look at the Queensland team as it lines up for this State of Origin.
Robbie O'Davis is the fullback, Brett Dallas and Danny Moore on the wings, Matt Singh and Mark Coyne the centres, Benny Eichen is at 5'8", with Adrian Lamb the captain and halfback. Strong's forward pack here with Wayne Bartram, Billy Moore and Gary Larson making up the back row. Craig Smith, Neil Tierney and Jamie Goddard make up a brand new front row for the Maroons. Smith, Schloss, Hearn and Kelly on the interchange bench, of course coached by Paul Vaughton. Tim Brasher is the fullback, Rod Wishart, Jamie Ainscough the wingers. Paul McGregor and Terry Hill make up the centre combination. Jim Dimmick is the 5'8", with Jeff Tuvey the halfback and captain. At lock, Nick Kosseff, Adam Muir and Steve Menzies, a very mobile back row. Mark Carroll, Paul Harrigan and Andrew Johns in the front row. Andrew Johns has only played 30 minutes of football this season. Fairley, Pay, Simon and Ken McGuinness on the bench. Tom Radonicus is the coach.
And we are looking forward to one heck of a contest here tonight, and to call all the action, the great athlete himself. Here's Ray Warren.
Thank you, Ken. Good evening, everybody. As we take you into the Queensland dressing rooms now, and the coach, nowhere to be found. He's given his final instructions. In fact, he's perched just under our commentary box. And I just spoke to him a matter of seconds ago, and I said, what was the last thing you said to them? He said, I asked them the question, remember who we are. And apparently, as a chorus, they came back, we are Queenslanders. New South Wales then, and now Adrian Lamb, one of the great thrills of his rugby league life, leads the Maroons out onto Suncorp Stadium for Game 1 in the State of Origin for the Coca-Cola Trophy in 1997. New faces, new sponsors, and a marvellous atmosphere. The Queenslanders running across to the famous hill over in the bottom left-hand corner of Suncorp. And now Jeff Tuvey takes out the New South Wales Blues. Two debutants compared with 5 in the Queensland ranks. And again, like in 1995, a team gushing with talent. And here they go. The Blues on to Suncorp Stadium. So the stage is almost set for the start of the Coca-Cola series. National anthem tonight to be performed by one of Brisbane's hottest acoustic acts, miles from nowhere, but tonight they've left their instruments at home.
Let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Miles from nowhere. And right now, I guess some of the New South Wales players would feel exactly that. Right in the heart of Queensland Rugby League territory. There's the coach of the Queensland side. Very back row of the new grandstand. And many of his hopes, of course, riding on Adrian Lamb. Some of the players like Terry Hill, memories of 1995 yet to be erased. And talking of young men with a mission, Kelvin Jeffs has the whistle for his first State of Origin. Sideline Steve Roach, Trevor Gilmister. As we go into State of Origin for 1997, Brasher gets the first touch. They go looking for Carroll. And Big Mark Carroll, one of 7 Manly players involved in this contest. Harrigan then, front row partner tonight. Down the blind side, they go on their third tackle with Menzies. Tuvey in the dummy half immediately. Kosef to the 40-metre line, opening exchanges. The kick for Andrew Johns. And he positions it nicely between winger and fullback. O'Davis comes away with it. Ainscough holding on. Dallas tries to slide up the blind side and almost to the halfway line. Then for O'Davis. Cross to the centre of the park. Smith had plenty to say in the lead up to the match. And plenty have vowed that they will square up the situation tonight. Dangerous pass. Moore got it away. Aiken is running with it. Aiken crunched from behind by Wishart. 20-metre line. Queensland on the attack. Good chance for them. They go for the kick across the ground. Brasher takes it in goal.
Great take there from Tim Brasher, but problems already for the Blues. Paul McGregor has left the field, carrying an arm. They've taken him straight off. In the opening 1.5 minutes, Paul McGregor out of the action. Steve Roach, what's the story?
Yeah, it's a shoulder injury, his left shoulder. We'll just find out and we'll get back to you.
So Adam Muir, 35 metres away from his own line. And a great start for Ben Aiken. Now they're 3 metres on their own side of the halfway as Tuvey swings them back on the left of the ground for Carroll. Carroll then with his second hit up in the game. Tuvey again, pushing it on to the half-back, and that is Andrew Johns. O'Davis getting back into the field of play. We'll keep an eye on McGregor. Oh, shoulder charge by Johns over the top of Carroll. O'Davis can hear bells ringing.
It was still a marvellous run from Robbie O'Davis. And now Craig Smith takes his second forward. I think he's struggling out there. I hope he proves me wrong. But I just don't know how mobile the big front rower is as the first penalty of the game goes towards the Maroons. Big defence front on, and then just staying in the tackle too long for the referee's liking. A fine touch, 42 out from their own line. Restart with Goddard.
Ken McGuinness, second youngest player in the match. Certainly into the game a lot earlier than maybe he hoped. Tierney, 40 metres away from the New South Wales line. Lamb works it across on the right of the ground. Bartram. Now Coy. St. George player picked up and driven. Good tackle. Menzies it was. Now Lamb shows it once before unloading for Moore. 23 metres out. Queensland with the possession in their favour, the territory in their favour. They go to the air. Brasher got down with it. He certainly didn't get a clean shot at it. It was a great take by Brasher. And now it's a line dropout.
It's quite an amazing take from Tim Brasher. He didn't appear to have any catch at the football at all. And amongst probably 5 or 6 players, he's ended up in possession and then got driven back into his in-goal area. It's actually bounced off the head of Matt Singh. And they've taken him in to force a line dropout and another set of 6. It's been a very bright start from the home side.
Johns with a shocker of a kick-off, but it's worked out okay for the Blues.
His Manly teammate Mark Carroll will be spoken to for coming in after the mistake was made. Tierney goes down on the football. Carroll comes in, didn't miss him.
All right, stay up everyone, it's not a penalty. Just a time. Stay up for me first up. Nice and easy, stay up. Hold.
Entire Queensland front row on debut. Terry Hill then taking the first play, allowing Dimmick to be just a little bit wider. The penalty count levels up as Jeffs gives it to New South Wales. Inside the 10. And Johns finding the line on the far side. and not a heavily populated grandstand over there. So it's Mark Carroll. And then away from Kosef for Harrigan to take it up within about 38 metres of the line. Tuvey away from Muir. Oh, great tackle on him by Larson. Playing his 19th origin. Second man play. Johns coming into the match on practically no football. Tuvey on the 20-metre line. Dimmick putting the grubber in behind them. O'Davis. A confident take by the Queensland custodian.
It's a nice start by both sides, Ray. Andrew Johns hasn't played much football this year, but we can already see, like last year's side, Jeff Tuvey exclusively a dummy half, Andrew Johns at halfback, and that will help him get through the game, not having to be a dummy half all the time.
Harrigan blowing up for the awarding of this penalty to Queensland.
Tell you what, Jeff Tuvey didn't miss the referee either in venting his frustration with the decision.
Steve Roach, what's the story on Paul McGregor?
Yeah, pinched nerve in the left shoulder. They're just going to give him a bit of a rest to see if he can come back.
This is Smith now talking of Illawarra players. Just inside the 30-metre line. Big job for him to do tonight. And here's his front row partner, Tierney. What a resurrection of a career it's been for Neil Tierney. Now Land steps neatly. Goddard unloaded. Larson. 18 origins in a row. Gary Larson at some record, but he's an Iron Man. Now Aiken. Doesn't put a lot of weight in it. He goes for placement. He does that. Brasher's with it. Singh on Brasher. Moore coming over the top. Wishart then, and another penalty. So Kelvin Jeff letting them know in the early minutes, and we've just gone past 7 1/4. Who's in charge, keeping them apart.
The selection of these sides, Ray, the selectors of both sides chose two right centres, two specialist right centres, so there were a couple of players that had to forego their favourite position. Matt Singh for Queensland is going to mark up at left centre, and Terry Hill for New South Wales will mark up at left centre. That means that Matt Singh is marking the much bigger Paul McGregor or Ken McGuinness, whoever plays there for New South Wales.
Terry Hill, of course, giving off his position on the right centres. He was the one that succumbed. As they go across for Matt Singh, 37 metres away from the New South Wales line. Here they come again, the Queenslanders. Larson. 25 metres out. Goddard. Good run on an angle. Muir went for a shoulder charge on him. Queensland keep on coming. Billy Moore turns it in for Lamb. Three of them in the defence there. Then from Goddard. Aiken is with it. Aiken! 5 tackles gone, 3 metres out. Bartram, Adrian Lamb, and intercepted by McGuinness. Gets the pass away for Wishart. And the Blues out to the 30-metre line. Johns, Kosef, Tuvey, and then Hill. Battering awaiting him. Dallas and Coyne and Aiken. Menzies then.
Did appear as though both Ken McGuinness and then Rod Wishart was going to get into open spaces and go pretty much the length. They covered pretty well, the Maroons there. Unfortunately for them, that last play went astray, trying to run the football on the last tackle, and now the Blues, 3 gone, about to take it into opposition territory.
Adam Muir pushing it down. Brasher's with it. Weaves his way off that left foot. Penalty to New South Wales now. So the pendulum swing. He's taking little time in blowing the whistle, but he's being very consistent, getting on top, as I said in the early moments.
Referee very strict in that area. He's looking for a flowing game. Both camps realising how important it is to stop the momentum of the opposition by slowing down the play the ball area. Adrian Lamb and Jeff Tuvey, as captain, have already spoken to Kelvin Jeffs about those penalties, and you've got to think with the amount that he's given, maybe the next decision will be somebody into the sin bin.
It was an interesting comment by you, Sterlo, about how well the Maroons were able to cover up that break from McGuinness and then Wishart. I think they've got one real advantage in this game, is the speed in their back line.
the New South Wales side are very big and strong, but the pure speed in this Queensland side could be a real weapon for them. Tim Brasher defending very, very close in behind the defence line. But no doubt with the great speed advantage they have, they'll do a lot of kicking. And as you say, when New South Wales make a half break, they are able to cover up very, very quickly.
Andrew Johns in his 6th match for his state, with the kicking responsibilities in front of Rod Wishart. Right in front, 38 metres out. It's on its way and looking good. There they are, first points in the game to the Blues. They lead Queensland 2-0. Against the run of play, we come back with the scoreboard in favour of New South Wales. And Queensland taking us into the next session. Carroll. (2-0) in favour of New South Wales, defending their trophy from 1996. This is the Coca-Cola State of Origin Series, night 1. Dimmock over the halfway. Queensland defence falling off Dimmock. Tuvey coming left. John now for Kossev. Short ball for Muir. A handoff back for John. Floating pass for Hill. Short ball finding Ainscough. And the ball going back in field, and referee Kelvin Jeffs calling a halt. Trevor Gilmeister on the sidelines.
There's been a lot said about Ben Ikin before this game, playing 5'8", under a lot of pressure, and I think he's had a super start to the game.
So the scrum will go down about 35 metres away from the Queensland line.
Referee ruling here a Queensland feed. It's obviously ruled that there was a knock on. Jamie Ainscough tried to chip over the top of Brett Dallas. So I thought that was a pretty fortunate call for Queensland as Lamb wins the scrum, finds O'Davis first pass. Gets driven back, strong tackle there. Jimmy Dimmock and Terry Hill combining.
On the clock, 11 minutes. New South Wales, a penalty goal. 12.5 gone now as we come down with more. Larson this time carries the leather forward, and Tom Raudonikis wide for sound and chewing gum at the moment. Smith, and then for Ikin. Very confident, very calm looking Ben Ikin. That ball going down over the dead ball line will come back to the 20-metre line for the restart. Sort of a nothing kick. It didn't really have a good chase on it either.
I've got to say again, Ray, that I think that Craig Smith, the front row for Queensland, is really struggling out there. They're not getting a lot of go forward from their two front rowers. They'd be looking to combine one after the other, the way we see Carroll and Harrigan. At the moment, it's just not happening, and I do think it's because Smith's finding it tough out there at the moment. Dean Pay coming to the sideline, about to come into the action.
It's an awesome bench. New South Wales, players like Fairley and Pay. And here's Tuvey now, electing to go from dummy half reasonably early for Tuvey in a match of this class. Johns has got them 3 metres into Queensland's area. Kossev got a high pass, looking on the inside, finding teammate Menzie. Menzie standing back for Tuvey. Tuvey loses it, and he'll call it up. Put a scrum down, about 40 metres out from the Queensland line. Tuvey's appealing, and we've got a problem here for Queensland. Just watch this before we go to that. They've got a problem with Tierney.
A knock on there from Jeff Tuvey. Neil Tierney being assisted from the field again. Looks like it's I was going to say a shoulder problem, but it looks as though he's copped more of a knock. A bit of concussion there from the front row as Robbie O'Davis. He's at 45 from his own line.
Coyne away for Larson, and he's taken play just into New South Wales half of play. And then it's out from dummy half for Goddard. He's taken to State of Origin football quite nicely. Not frightened to run.
Jason Smith on for Craig Smith, so there'll be a shuffle. Chance here for Singh.
Singh turning it inside, but put down out there by Danny Moore. Wishart comes away. Ainscough calling for a quick play of the ball. Wishart up very slow. He's hurt. So another one of the Illawarra players in trouble. Muir. 41 metres out from his own line. Here's Kossev angling back. Menzies on the outside. And that's young Goddard underneath. Larson over the top. Jason Smith is on. And then from two for Harrigan. Harrigan steamrolling. Straight up the centre to the 40-metre line. 2 points to nil, New South Wales. Now Dimmick. Dimmick looking for Brasher. He's found him. Brasher evasive as always. Back for John. Johns puts his foot down. 20 metres out. Then Toovey. Now Kossev. McGregor's back on the sidelines. Kossev, a floating pass. Finding McGuinness in 17. Puts in a little grubbing kick. Kossev is offside. Out on the 10-metre line for O'Davis.
The Blues starting to look very dangerous, stringing together passes. Support play is good. All of a sudden, Queensland just starting to struggle in defence. Very important 5 minutes coming up as Tony Hearn takes his first charge up. Centre field, and there's good news for the New South Wales side. Paul McGregor taking further action in this game.
That's a good ball by Gary Larson. And now they lose it. Jeffs has turned play across for New South Wales. Harrigan a dummy half. Now Dean play.
They're in trouble, Queensland, at the moment.
Toovey with a long ball, high into the hands of Dimmick. The Parramatta pivot is put down 25 metres out from the Queensland line for Toovey to go down the blind side for Kossev. Kossev angling back in again. Now they're 18 out. Queensland looking up, and it's a sea of blue jumpers coming at them. Johns for Muir. Newcastle for Newcastle. Terry Hill. Held by Dallas, and Goddard goes in to secure the tackle. Ainscough. Then for Johns. Now they're out in the centre of the park. Play. Jason Smith making the tackle, holding on as long as he could with Billy Moore. Johns goes for the kick. He's looking for Ainscough and Brasher. Well done, Robbie O'Davis. Cool, calm and collected. O'Davis came down with it.
He's continuing his club form into the next level. Robbie O'Davis been superb for Newcastle this year, and he's been great again tonight. So too Gary Larson. He's been Queensland's best player by far for mine.
Queensland now faced with the job of coming away from their own 30-metre line. New South Wales defence meeting them and forcing them back on the first couple of tackles. As Hearn takes it towards halfway, Jason Smith comes into the attack, and then it's Billy Moore's turn. Steve Roach on the sidelines.
Yeah, the New South Wales players getting a lot of ball away, and that's causing problem. When they do get the football away, the likes of Muir and Toovey and also John, so many good ball players in this side. Queensland are struggling when they haven't got the football at the moment. They're walking.
Ben Ikin finding the line as Mark Carroll prepares to come back on.
Been in this position many times, Ray. You feel as though you're dominant and on top, and as the Blues look at the moment, they look very, very dangerous, but they're not coming up with points, and that's what Queensland are able to do. They just hang in there, and then able to turn something on for themselves against the run of play, and all of a sudden you've got a ball game on your hands again. New South Wales need to turn this advantage they've got at the moment into points.
Well, there they are, 10 metres out from their own line. With Toovey feeding the scrums, but playing at dummy half. Dimmick. Brasher offered him a decoy, and Dimmick taken out of it by the tackle of Billy Moore. Toovey back for Dimmick. 49th origin. Queensland by 26-22 as we come into tonight. And Kelvin Jeffs.
Now this looks like it'll be a penalty to New South Wales. Jason Smith, a high one over the top. You see there Kelvin Jeffs asking him to keep them down. And this is a penalty situation where I would expect New South Wales to go very close to scoring. They'll come up with something set here. Probably fine touch 40 metres out from the Queensland line. And with the pressure that they've been able to amount in this first 20 minutes of the game, they'll be looking to put points on the board very shortly.
This is the first real opportunity they would have had to go for a set play. And it's Carroll who plays it 40 metres out from the line. Kosef around the back for Pay. Dragging around the legs is the back rower Bartram. Kosef off for Muir. And Kelvin Jeffs, I fancy, has seen another high tackle.
I think it'll be the same man too, Ray. And I believe he's got a call from the far touch judge.
Well, Jason Smith is the man who is being spoken to. He's no stranger to high tackles himself, Jason Smith. He was on the end of a corker in Melbourne a couple of years ago from Ian Roberts, from memory. Muir was the target. And the Blues get a penalty that will see Andrew Johns kick for goal again. And that's where it's been awarded, 38 metres out and about 15 metres in from the far side. He's worked hard in the opening minutes, but of course the benefit of interchange. Now it's his rest period, and Carroll is back on.
Yeah, 5 hit-ups for Paul Harrigan early in this game, 8 for Mark Carroll to date. As Chris Close, the assistant coach for Queensland, sends a message down to the sideline. About the effort of this man, who's played half an hour of football in 1997. State of Origin game, and it looks like he's been there all year.
He kicked a goal at the 11th minute, a penalty goal. And here he is now at the 21st. And a much more difficult kick. He's pushed it wide. And Queensland with their fullback O'Davis coming away from the in goal.
Yeah, that'll be very frustrating for the Blues. I mean, they were setting up there for a set play. They get a second penalty within 3 tackles, forced to kick for goal and now miss it again. Queensland come away. The score's still close at 2 points all, and they're still in the game.
I know that we're almost obliged to take those kicks for goal, Phil, but as coach, would you maybe send a message out that let's go for the 6 points in that instance?
I would have been very happy if I was Paul Borton to see Andrew Johns lining up to kick a goal there. I would have hated for him to kick the touch and have another shot at you.
Queensland then getting a good set of 6 together here. And this is the 5th tackle expiring as they go down the blind side. It came off New South Wales, off the boot of Eichen. And O'Davis is with it, flirting with the sideline. Yes, he's got him in time over there. Paul McGregor, the tackler.
And Andrew Johns still down after chasing that kick. He's put it straight into Jim Dimmick, straight into the stomach. The referee did not signal 6 again because Dimmick didn't play at it deliberately. Just tried to beat one man too many. I don't know whether O'Davis had a kick opportunity before that anyway. Pretty good change over in field position here for the Blues.
Kosef on the halfway line. The Blues now taking it into Queensland's area. They've had whatever plans they might have had a couple of minutes ago put on the back burner. Now they get their chance. Kosef's got a problem. McGregor plays the ball, and Tuvey tries to take it onto the right of the ground. It's a loose ball. Dived on by Billy Moore.
And if Matt Singh had been able to get a good kick at that one, there was nobody at home. Didn't get the bounce he wanted. There's a mistake again, 2nd tackle.
So Carroll plays it right on the halfway line. Possession, chopping and changing. Adam Muir commanding 3 men in the tackle. Tuvey. Pay. Down around the bootlaces, Ben Eichen. Carroll trying to hit it up through the centre, and he met the shoulder of Hearn and Jason Smith. They come down the short side. Kosef tries to put it together with Terry Hill. And now they're just inside the 30. Johns puts on a sprint. Larson's got him. 5 gone. Will they go for the high kick? Whatever it has been, punctuated by an injury here to Andrew Johns.
Oh, no. He's had an ankle problem all year. He's just come back from that. And you would think, in the picture we're seeing now, that let's hope it's a different injury, but This may well be the problem that's kept him out for the first couple of months of the season. Steps around Gary Larson. And there his left. Just have a look at his left foot here as he puts it down. And there, Larson actually falls on it, drags it over. You can see the pain, the scream of anguish from Andrew Johns. This could be an enormous blow to the Blues and to Andrew Johns.
So while all that's going on, John Simon is ready on the sidelines. And he goes on. Nick Kosef, in the meantime, to get some feeling back into a leg injury. Carroll to play it when we restart. Johns slowly making his way to the sideline. So Tuvey sweeps it across for Simon. Simon's kick is high and across, and Dallas takes it in the end goal. Well, they've been put under the pressure of the high ball, but O'Davis and Dallas have been magnificent.
You see Mark Coyne gave pretty good cover for Brett Dallas.
Larson loses the ball. That's the second time in as many touches for Larson. McGregor. Tuvey for Simon. Then for Kosef. Menzies. 20-metre line, Simon. Now Harrigan. Thought about popping it out the back, but the experienced defensive Larson put him away. Simon knocks on. So there's plenty of loose ball here, plenty of drop ball.
The State of Origin is all about capitalising on opportunities, and you've got to believe that New South Wales have had a couple in the last 5 minutes just through the weight of possession. Nick Kosef leaving the field. Ray pointed out that he had a little bit of a leg problem earlier. We've got Jeremy Schloss on for Queensland.
So Queensland bringing it off their own 20-metre line. They've seen plenty of that in the last 10 minutes of play. The penalty is on Brasher.
David Fairley on for New South Wales and on for Kosef. That penalty was a godsend for the Maroons. They really needed some breathing space, and this will give it to them.
Tony Hearn to the halfway line. Lamb around the back. Sloss to the halfway. And now Smith. The Gold Coast boys are both out there at the moment. Billy Moore. Tuvey goes skittling out the back. Played back for Goddard. Now Lamb. Aiken waiting for the runaround. Pushing it on. Singh angles it in. Moore is with it. Queensland suddenly have got New South Wales on the back foot. This is Craig Smith. Fifth tackle. Aiken puts the grubber in behind them, but Ainscough came out of the deep and will play it 3 metres out from his own line.
And Billy Moore has not moved after making the tackle on that kick. He's to his feet now, but it's very slowly, and they've attacked that way. Smart work here from the Blues, trying to take advantage of a man out of the line.
Played by Harrigan. Billy Moore in a lot of trouble. 20 metres out from the Blues line. David Fairley. Tuvey. And now Simon. Long kick down to Robbie O'Davis back inside his own 30-metre line. But a run of 20 metres carries him back to the halfway.
This is the big thing about Origin football. Both sides are 30 minutes into the game. They've virtually utilised their whole bench. We've got wounded players out there, and it's quite obvious it's a tough game. This is where you really rely on the experience of players that have been there before. Both Queensland and New South Wales have been relying on their senior players now just to take control of this 10 minutes before half-time.
Well, I've got to say, Gus, in the last couple of minutes, Adrian Lamb has noticeably got himself involved in this match. looking to lift his players going into the last 10 minutes.
Larson met by Carroll and Adam Muir. Lamb then running it towards the line, putting a high kick in the air. Danny Moore's underneath it, comes down with it. Speculates a pass and it comes down to the Blues. Kelvin Jeffs ordering the turnover anyway. Wishart.
They just do this to you, Queensland, don't they? I mean, anyone watching this game would think that the Blues at any moment were going to crack their line. A couple of disappointments, a couple of great catches in the in goal, give Queensland a breather, and then they just come back at you hard again. They're a great football team.
McGregor. Carroll. Steve, what's the story on Andrew Johns?
Yeah, they're worried that he's got a crack in the ankle. It's his left ankle. It's not the one that was done before, and he will not be back.
That's terrible news for the young Newcastle halfback or chosen hooker in this match tonight. Andrew Johns, 30 minutes of football, came into Origin, and now he won't be back for the remainder of this match. It's a credit for the Queenslanders, of course. Rod Wishart will take over the goal kicking. As Robbie O'Davis takes a mauling about 35 metres out from his own line. And Queensland somewhat bunching in attack now. Smith taken by Harrigan. Hearn. Goddard. Lamb. That's a very big kick, adventurous, but it's going to go down and bounce over the dead ball line. So again, we see the example of Queensland kicking with no chase on it, not putting any danger or pressure on New South Wales, simply for them to carry it back to the 20-metre line for that type of restart with Tuvey. Fairley. John Simon is slotted straight into the first receiver position. Tuvey staying at dummy half. Harrigan across the back. They're not going forward. Menzies tries to arrest that. Right on the halfway line. And 2-0 still. A very low-scoring State of Origin match. Here's a chance. The ball goes out to the winger. That's Wishart. Then McGregor. McGregor's on his way for the line. First try. First try of the Origin. Scored by Paul McGregor. 20 of Illawarra in a two. Wishart to McGregor. And 6 points to 0 the Blues.
It's been a long time coming, but New South Wales jubilant. They realise that it's a telling blow. They went to the right-hand side. Slide through, and as we freeze play there, you can see that John Simon coming up on the inside, too much speed for the cover defence coming across for Queensland, and he slides through. The tackle is missed. The pass thrown to Wishart. Robbie O'Davis was there to confront him, but Paul McGregor, who'd backed up, a big sidestep at the end to beat Robbie O'Davis. Very good work. Let's have a look. John Simon stayed alive, and it's Jim Dimmick who slides through, gets the tackle back, and the big man Craig Smith just didn't have the speed to keep up with John Simon.
It's intelligent play from the Blues. They've virtually parked their 5'8" Jim Dimmick on the right-hand side of the field for the entirety of the first half. And that could well be playing towards Matt Singh, which we mentioned earlier, is playing out of his favoured position at right centre. He's defending the left-hand side of the field. Danny Moore and Matt Singh are obviously the two players that they have targeted out of position in the line. And with McGregor and Dimmick down that right-hand side, they're going to be a real handful for those two players in defence.
Oh, what a match it's been for Paul McGregor. He was out there for 60 seconds. And there was a good chance we wouldn't see him again. Here we are, not too far away from half-time. And he scores a try. Wishart then, bringing it round. Oh, it's a good kick by Wishart. 8 points to 0. The Blues over the Maroons. wild combination of John Simon, who formerly was with Illawarra, Wishart, and of course with McGregor. New South Wales then with Harrigan bringing it back. 33rd minute from Suncorp Stadium, and 8-0 New South Wales. And as Phil Gould said, you could have been watching this game thinking they were leading by 12 points. It was only 2, and then a converted try has put probably some balance on the scoreboard. On the sideline, Trevor Gilmeister.
Billy Moore has concussion, but they expect him to be back very shortly.
Hold the phone, here's a chance for the Queenslanders, but Brasher has recovered magnificently.
Yeah, Jason Smith got the charge down and the tackle on Brasher. Long pass to Terry Hill. Good work there, good pressure from Jason Smith. And the knock-on has been forced, so a great chance here for the home team, and they need to be the team that scores next.
I think what he's ruled here, still, there was a turnover for tackle 6. He's ruled that Jason Sinclair, it was a rebound, and when Brasher picked up the ball, that would have been tackle 5. Ainscough and Hill ran the ball, and he's awarded a turnover to Queensland in a great attacking position.
That's the 10-metre line. On the left of the ground for Hearn. Wrestled down by Harrigan. Goddard to dummy half. Smith it is. 3 metres out from the line. Can Queensland come back with a try in front of half-time? Aiken turning it in for Smith. Intercepted by Big Harrigan.
Oh, the Chief comes to the rescue. I don't think I've ever seen him take an intercept before, but that was a timely one. I still can't believe that decision from the referee. Jason Smith deliberately played at that ball early and charged it down. I can't believe it wasn't another set of 6 for New South Wales.
Played then by Ainscough. Dean Pay.
Ray, one of the things we always talked about with the Blues is that when we scored a try quite often in Origin football, Queensland would hit back virtually straight away. It was one of the Blues' calls that we had to be next to score, put back-to-back points on the board. And this 5 minutes before half-time, they really want to hold on to this 8-0 lead and not let Queensland lift their heads before the break.
John Simon has not been out there all that long, but everything he's done has had quality written across it. Play by Danny Moore. Mark Coyne away from dummy half. And a driving tackle by Dean Pay. Brett Dallas. And then for Hearn. Harrigan sets himself with Muir. Simon coming in to make a 3rd man over the top. Goddard on the 40-metre line for Lamb. And that is Jeremy Schloss, who's only about 3 metres away from the halfway mark for Aiken. Represented, of course, from the Gold Coast when he was there. Little mistake there by Brasher. And the New South Wales fullback put down about 5 or 6 metres inside the 20, but Wishart takes them to that line now. A lot of strange markings on the park tonight. Leftovers from last Sunday, the big soccer match. And now it's with Kosef. Running freely again after suffering a leg injury midway through the half. Dimmick and a knock-on.
Really pleased to see Nick Kosef back into the game. He's a player that was destined to play Origin football, had a lot of injuries in his career. I really felt for him when he had to leave the field, but he's back out there now. And just on what he's shown in the first half, he's come here to play tonight, and it's him and Dimmick that are really causing this side some troubles with their ball-playing ability. Queensland just haven't got those players with the finesse to put the defence under pressure. And New South Wales do look comfortable when they're without the ball.
Both coaches using the bench ever so much more frequently. Here's Dallas looking for an opportunity to hurt them. Lamb down the right of the ground, holds it back and tries to split them. Big line off to the left for the Maroons. And this is Bartram. Don't know that that was the play they wanted. They wanted a quick push along the line, I fancy. This is Tierney. 10 metres away from the line. Then through Lamb. Through from Aiken. Rolled in by Smith. Brasher makes a mistake, but forced, according to the referee.
Well, you don't see Tim Brasher make a mistake too often. But he lost the play on this one. Jason Smith threading it through, tried to pick up on the run, and was able to get the left hand out and force it. A minute and a half left here, and Queensland, they would love to put some points on. They almost did on that occasion. Jimmy Brasher, he can't believe that he's made such a simple error. Plenty of pressure out there.
Line dropout reception here for Queensland. I can remember back to 1995, a minute before half-time, they came in with a tremendous set play to put points on the board and went on to win that game. I think you'll see a couple towards the post here and then something involving a run around from the Queenslanders.
Tierney is back with us, another of the players who suffered injury in the first half. Ben Ikin put down under the shoulder of Menzies, just inside the 20-metre line. Lamb, jinking, showing it, and eventually put down by Muir and Simon. Goddard, Schloss. Goddard puts the grubber kick in, tries to do it himself, but Brasher read him.
Yeah, that's good defence from New South Wales. They remembered the play themselves. They knew that Queensland would come up with something that they've practiced and rehearsed and has been successful for them before. Queensland tried the second phase bump play. They read it extremely well and they've diffused the situation.
Now Wishart in the last half minute of play. 20-metre line. New South Wales with the one try. And that was scored by Paul McGregor with 33 minutes gone in the game. It was converted by Rod Wishart after Andrew Johns had kicked a penalty goal after 11 minutes of time. The Blues rolling it over the sideline. And there it is, half-time from referee Kelvin Jeffs. And at half-time, New South Wales leading Queensland by 8-0 in State of Origin 1. And we find New South Wales with this 8-0 lead, a lead that could have been much greater, I suppose. They had the better of possession, they had the better of the territorial advantage. And here's the Queenslanders going back now. Had a couple of good opportunities early in the game, and then getting close to half-time again, they presented themselves. A game that has been punctuated by injuries. We've lost Andrew Johns from the game. Let's have a look at some of these work rates.
They've had to make quite a significant amount of more tackles than their opponents, and Gary Larson, he's just a workaholic, leads away with 22. Goddard's been strong in the middle of the ruck for 21. Hasn't been allowed to run as much as the New South Wales dummy halves. And there you see Craig Smith and Billy Moore doing well. The man who doesn't appear there is Ben Ikin, who has made 14 tackles in this first 40 minutes. So you can see there New South Wales doing plenty of attack on the fringe of the ruck.
As we see the New South Wales count there, and just how you would like it. Plenty of tackles from their back rowers there, Muir, Kosef and Menzies, and plenty of hit-ups from their two big front rowers, Harrigan and Carroll. Harrigan and Carroll really hold the key to this second half for New South Wales. I think they're getting real good yards up the middle there.
Kelvin Jeffs then, in charge of his first State of Origin, blows time on. And it's Gary Larson, the leading tackle counter, that brings it back. And met solidly and forced down by Kosef and Menzies in that first tackle. Lamb generating some play on the blind side. As Queensland, loose ball. It's been cleaned up by Tierney. No hint of a knock-on. And the Maroons straightened up there by Goddard. His performance has been very good as Billy Moore struggles with possession to 35 metres out from their own line. On the end of the tackle count then. And Jamie Ainscough bringing it back. Put away by Mark Coyne, working on the right side of the ground in defence.
These big Origin games, they're really games of initiative, and one of these sides has got to take it by the throat from the opening minutes of this second half. You really need to start the second half well. The battle lines have been drawn in the first half. It's the second half that's going to win the game.
Played by Harrigan then on the halfway line, and now it's Muir flung down by Bartram and Aiken. I was going to ask the question, Phil, a very heavy workload in defence for Ben Aiken. Would that be detracting from his performance in attack?
Well, it could well do. I mean, he's playing 5'8". It's a position unfamiliar as Simon puts the ball high to Ray Davis in the in-goal. He takes it beautifully. Ben Aiken's under a lot of pressure tonight. There's no doubt he was going to be targeted by the bigger New South Wales players. He's come up with a lot of defence. And with the ball, he's just lacking a little bit of confidence on the edge of the ruck. But that could improve remarkably with a rest at half-time and the fact that he's got that first 40 minutes under his belt.
What about this bloke, Robbie Davis? That was a very tough take, and then he comes up and restarts it from the 20-metre tap.
So played by Goddard, and Queensland with Moore and Larson to the 40-metre line. Again for Goddard, and then for Lamb. Turning it in. Oh, Gene Bartram ran into a solid tackle from Mark Coyne, but it didn't seem to shake him up, the St George back rower. That went over the shoulder and backwards to Larson. He puts a short ball down then for O'Davis. And O'Davis follows through his own kick, hoping for the bounce. The kick is there. Oh! Dallas was taken, but was he in possession? That's not even a question, apparently.
No way he was in possession of the ball, but the referee claiming that it was okay. The man was committed. Good vision from Robbie O'Davis. I think that's fair enough. Timmy Brasher, he'd set himself for the tackle.
It's what they can do to you, Queensland. A little bit of broken play there, some indecision, and all of a sudden O'Davis and Dallas on the end of a chip kick. They can really catch you napping. That's the advantage of great speed.
Jim Dimmock trying to bust them up the middle. Let's go to the sidelines with Trevor Gilmeister.
Tony Herron has a slight dislocation of the shoulder, but they expect him to be back. Fatty was very impressed with their defence, but at the moment their ball control is atrocious, he said. They're putting too much pressure on themselves.
So near the halfway line, and Harrigan coming to the Queensland defence. Steve Roach on the sidelines now.
Yeah, well, Tommy Raudonikis said that their defence was sound. He said, look, they don't look like making a break at the moment, the Queenslanders. We're getting them down there and we're throwing away the ball. Be patient, don't get frustrated. Stay alive and attack. They won't lie down, Queensland. We must score first or they'll come back.
I think the one thing for this New South Wales side, by what we've seen, Carroll and Harrigan are getting such good yards around the middle. If I were John Simon, I'd be saying to Nick Kosef and Jim Dimmock, you stay wide, you're going to get plenty of ball, plenty of work this second half, and it's Dimmock and Kosef who could really turn it on for the Blues.
Played by Singh as Queensland take it down to the halfway line. Coyne speculating through Lamb and then Aiken, and then off the feet of Dimmock, who didn't play at the ball. O'Davis looks as though he might have lost it, and New South Wales come back with it. So the Blues on the attack. Kosef coming back to where the mistake was made. Tuvey. Harrigan beating the attempt by Bartram, eventually put away out there by Billy Moore. And Kelvin Jeffs is going to put Paul Harrigan in the blood bin.
Put them out on the left wing for Danny Moore for Queensland. As Harrigan leaves the field, and the most recent update on Andrew Johns is that he has a suspected broken fibula just above the left ankle.
Play by Carroll then as the Blues get a very good opportunity. Terry Hill taken down by Smith, and then from Simon to the right for Dimmock to show it then, and Adam Muir to play it just outside the 20-metre line. Brasher puts in a kick, and again O'Davis anticipating and doing that very well tonight. Smith again.
Still good work by New South Wales though. They got Dimmock wide with plenty of support runners. Queensland came up with the tackle, but they can't keep doing that. If Dimmock gets into position with good ball runners, it's up to John Simon to get it to him regularly enough.
Tierney gritting the teeth and charging ahead. New South Wales equal to everything that Queensland has offered them so far. Bartram. Pushed down by Dean Pay over the top of the Kosef tackle. And Icon's kick on the 5th. Bounces up for Brasher. Evades 2 and 3 of them before Dallas comes across to make the tackle. Simon. Ainscough. Terry Hill. And eventually cleaned up over there by Billy Moore.
Pretty good place to attack there for New South Wales with Brett Dallas making the tackle on this side of the field.
Adam Muir.
Just takes away so much from Terry Hill's game playing at left centre. However, he's very strong off his right foot and likes to beat people with his left-hand palm. And playing on the left-hand side of the field there, you can see he really struggles to get round his man.
Simon. Dimmock. Behind Brasher. McGregor. And then it's Wishart. Oh, gee, they're working close to the sideline, and Wishart has gone over it.
I think you find here that the touch judges ruled that Rod Wishart was in touch before he actually got to Danny Moore. There's the pass thrown there, and he's on the line before the tackle's even made.
Queensland with the loose head and the feed on their own 20-metre line. And O'Davis up from fullback looking for work. He's an eager beaver, isn't he? He loves it at this level. Ben Ikin. Wayne Bartram. Jamie Goddard.
What a moment for a young man who's about to come into the game here. Stuart Kelly, get his first taste of Origin football. Been a meteoric rise, really. He's a wonderful young man. I'm sure that he'll do a good job out there for Paul Vaughton in difficult circumstances.
Back on the left. Ikin. Ikin drifting across. No obstruction offered by Matt Singh. And on the last tackle now, the Maroons. Lamb. Charged down by Menzies. And the ball eventually taking that left-hand turn and finding the line. But Adrian Lamb picking himself up after Menzies had put a ramrod tackle on him.
The Sydney City Roosters coach just winced in the commentary box.
Yeah, still it was a fair charge though. He got him up high rather than around the legs, attacking the kicker after the ball. I've got to say this New South Wales defence around the rucks has been outstanding tonight. The big men are really moving up off the line. Harrigan and Carroll and Dean Pay. And when you're working hard around the play of the ball there and you've got a back row that includes Menzies and Muir, it'll be a very hard side to score against. Their defence is outstanding, New South Wales.
Kosef getting it 30 metres away from his own line. Now Dean Pay. Moore making the tackle with Kelly. Carroll. Hearn going for a shoulder charge. And that might bring a penalty there from Kelly, but referee Kelvin Jeffs allowed it to go. Player had risen to his feet and put back down. Muir for Tuvey, and then for Simon. Punching it on the 5th tackle. And into touch under the watchful eye of Brett Dallas. John Simon coming into the match late in the first half when New South Wales lost Andrew Johns. A fracture in the ankle. To one of those bones that go down the side. What do you call it? The fibula or something?
That's the one, Rose.
Thank you, Dr. Sterling.
The outside man.
It's one of those bones that run down there.
Doctor
connected to the knee bone.
Dr. Radonic is looking on from the stands. Be an awesome sight if you woke up and you found Tommy as the doctor. 20-metre line. Queensland leaving it behind them with Billy Moore. Nokia gives the $1,000 man of the match tonight. The boys will have that man of the match for you at the end of the game. This is Tony Hearn playing it back for Jamie Goddard. Then Adrian Lamb, the captain, taking him around the park at the moment, looking for a gap that's not there. Larson. Everything a little bit disjointed, a bit sloppy. Nothing is going according to plan. Penalty goes to the Maroons. This will help.
It helps no end because they'd really struggled to get out of their own territory in this set of 6. Passes going astray. Jeff Tuvey and Dean Pay would have held him down too long. And we saw a couple of penalties early in the game. Not many since then, and he's had plenty of opportunity, Jeff, to give the same decision on a number of occasions.
Hearn taken around the legs by Tuvey. He did the hard work. Tierney on the end of a good tackle from Menzies. One-on-one. Got down low and drove. Now Aiken turns it in for Bartram. 8 points to 0. New South Wales in front. Early part of the second half. A run for Goddard. Then for Bartram. Some urgency now. Then for Lamb. Puts in the little kick. Work for Brasher. And he gets it over the dead ball line.
Yeah, nice play from Queensland. They got a roll on there. Goddard punched it forward after a couple of quick play the balls. Bartram took advantage of it. Gets the ball now from dummy half to Lamb. Lamb sensing players coming from behind. Poked one into the in goal, and Brasher had no alternative but to put it dead. That'll give Queensland another opportunity here. They really need to get on the board shortly. New South Wales are playing confidently, and Queensland need to break it up with some quick play the balls and, of course, some points on the board.
Over Maroons. About to get the ball back. Not a bad drop kick. Would have gone 50 metres. Look at Larson striding out. A bit of toe, Gary Larson, for a big man. Tony Hearn, former North Sydney teammate. Goddard looks for Lamb. Now the captain. Then Moore. Back for Aiken. Set play by the Queenslanders. Jason Smith. Sing a dummy half. To the right for Aiken. To the 10-metre line. Showing it. Drifting across the park. Kosef makes the tackle with Tuvey. Queensland are starting to rise. Lamb. Now O'Davis puts it into Hearn's hands. Then for Lamb. Lamb. 2 metres out from the line. The little captain, the number 7, doing his best. Aiken puts the kick in. Misunderstanding, but the in-goal judge has pointed at McGregor. Forced by McGregor.
Well, another set of 6 coming their way. Kick from Ben Aiken. Big hand actually goes out from Jimmy Dimmick. And I just wonder whether that was the right play, because I thought they'd created an overlap to Benny Aiken's left. The result's a good one.
Simon giving it back to them. O'Davis. We do it again. Larson. 30 metres out from the line. Hearn. Muir launching himself at him. Shutting down the ball. Lamb spins it back on the right. Then away from Moore. Finding Bartram. Bartram put down with a grassing tackle from Tuvey. They're 15 out from the line, the Queenslanders. This is their 3rd attack in a row on the New South Wales line. Here's Matt Singh. Oh, that was a chance. Danny Moore only had to catch it. The coach's head goes down.
He's done a terrific job here, Matt Singh. He gets the ball wide here from Jason Smith, and you'll see how a quick burst of speed was able to pry open a gap on the inside, and Danny Moore just unable to get the fingertips to it. McGregor was dragged wide by the speed of Matt Singh. Created the opportunity. Whilst they haven't come up with points, it's an encouragement for the Queensland side, who are enjoying their best period of the game.
Wishart has only just come back from a shoulder injury, and now it looks like that injury has come back to nag at him again.
And another goal kicker off the field for the Blues. Interesting to see whether Wishart will come back. As New South Wales haven't had the footy for quite a while. Jamie Ainscough, a few touches tonight, but a good one. Takes it over the 20.
8 points to 0. New South Wales weathering a large slice of Queensland attack. Tuvey sending Kosef away. Kosef puts the shoulder in. Tuvey comes away, a support player. Nearly to the halfway line. Good yards. Fragile defence there. Muir. Simon. He can goal kick. Then Dimmick. Dimmick taken down by Matt Singh and Danny Moore. Ken McGuinness goes to dummy half. 42 metres away from the Queensland line. Simon. Left foot kick. Straight to the fullback. O'Davis. Tuvey's doing a mountain of work in the middle. And I'm talking about effective stuff. Cutting them down. Play by Billy Moore. Jamie Goddard into the arms of Hearn. the big fella. Rolls it up, gets it away. Singer's with it. Tries to come down the left of the ground. Danny Moore, a dummy half, trying to get a quick play the ball. Then a scoot away from dummy half. Met there by Harrigan with the head bandaged. David Fairley in combination. Lamb. Eichen looking inside, expecting a run round. On the outside, Moore. Barton. Got a problem with Danny Moore over on the left wing. Ainscough tries to dance away. Turns it back. Kerry Hill cut down from behind by Brett Dallas. Very quick on his feet, Dallas, although you knew that. Fairley. 8 points to 0. New South Wales continues to lead with 17 gone in the second half. Ainscough playing it back for John Simon, then for Adam Muir. Met there by Stuart Kelly. The pass goes to ground, backwards off Kelly, then it's come down to the Blues. 6 more tackles for them on the halfway line. Kosef. Fairley. Oh, good tackle. Driving him into the ground. Jason Smith it was. Tuvey on the left. Simon runs it. Brash is with him. Simon through. 20 metres out. Terry Hill. Tuvey calling it. Dimmick leaning out. One-handed take. Inside. Behind Harrigan. Picking up Menzies. Back then for McGregor. McGregor starts off towards the left of the ground. And a good tackle puts him down. It was Adrian Lamb. Tuvey then. Looking for the running forward. Cross effort wide. That might have been touched again by Queensland. No, he's ordered the knock-on.
It was the last tackle. Another set of 6, I think you'd have seen New South Wales score. Psychologically at the other end of the field, when New South Wales held out Queensland for 3 sets of 6 in a row, it's really hurt the Maroons. And I think Paul Vaughton's got every right to be asking for more from 2 strike players. One of them actually leaving the field now, Wayne Bartram and Jason Smith.
Tierney trying to trample over Jeff Tuvey. What's the story on Rod Wishart, Steve? Is it a recurrence of that shoulder?
Yes, certainly is. It's a pop shoulder. He will not be back tonight.
It's been like one of those hospital series shows. Injury after injury.
And what a godsend for New South Wales, John Simon being on the bench for this game. He's come into the match with an injury for Andrew Johnson. You would assume now he would take over the goal kicking duties as well.
Played by Jason Smith. Goddard did well a dummy half. Eichen puts the kick in, looking for the line, and the ball bounces unfavourably for him. In fact, Brasher got a very good take on it, and across the ground they go. McGregor linking up there, or Ainscough it was. Hill gets away from Dallas, and then steps his way through the Manly centre. Keeps it alive for the Blues. That is McGuinness. Played by the Western Suburbs youngster. Simon put down by Billy Moore. New South Wales, the last couple of times they've had the ball, they've made inroads. Menzies does the same. Tuvey. Across the shoulder of Harrigan. Brasher. And running straight into Goddard, he's put down. Easy prey. 1 hour of the game almost gone. Kosef accepted by Larson. 20-metre line just in front of Nick Kosef. Then for Simon. On the right, Dimmick kicks, looks for the outside man running. It was McGuinness, but it beat him to the line and beat him easily. There hasn't been a great deal of judgment in the kicking game of either side tonight.
No, just under a little pressure there. They're forcing the ball a little too hard. We're down to the championship period of the game, 20 minutes to go. In Queensland, despite looking as though they're going to be broken, just keep hanging in there. They've only got to score. They've only got to be next to score to take the game down to the wire, and that's what they're very good at, hanging in under pressure and giving themselves an opportunity to last gasp win. I will get that out.
Jason Smith. Adrian Lamb. Phil is quite right. This margin is only 8 points. And if they could put a converted try together, it might be just enough to lift them. And we've seen that happen many times here at Suncorp Stadium. They hold the balance of power, 17 and 10 here.
Before this game, we heard that Ben Ikin was going to try and use this banana-type kick where he looks to kick it one way and off the side of the boot the other. I just think he's better off trying to drive the football down and pick up field position. On that occasion, he's gone for that kind of kick, kicking straight down the throat of Tim Brasher.
Tuvey then playing it just inside the 40-metre line. Koseff. Dimmick sees the opportunity to run. Both the markers had their backs turned. Fifth tackle inside the 40-metre line. John Simon putting it through the hands across for Fairley, on for Menzies. He puts the kick in. He gets it back on a rebound. Menzies there puts it to the ground, and Queensland come away with it. That'll be the turnover and the same result.
The Queensland here, Adrian Lamb's just got to get his hands on the football and string a few tackles together. He's got to take his forwards with him and put some pressure on this New South Wales side. Either come up with a penalty or force the play back down the other end of the field and hope for a New South Wales mistake. He just hasn't got his hands enough on the ball, but he lines up now with a little bit of support.
Queensland crossing the 40-metre line through Lamb and then finding Tierney. Tierney wrestled down by Manly teammate Jeff Tuvey. Jamie Goddard, busy performance. Lamb then across, looking for Ikin. Ikin with it now, just outside the 20. And they've got a good line. It's deep and wide, off to the right of the ground. That's where they've gone. But Smith it is that takes one to the centre. Simon underneath, Koseff over the top, Goddard away. Lamb with it, looking for the kick onto the right of the ground. Where he had the personnel. Dallas gets a bat down. Bartram has got it, has he? No, yes he has. It's the turnover. Trevor Gilmeister on the sideline.
We're talking about the New South Wales injuries, but I tell you, there's a lot of Queensland boys at the moment really struggling, and Fatty just has to keep sending them back out there, so they could run down shortly.
Might have to get stripped, Gilly.
Not a problem.
He's got to get past me first.
Harrigan.
He's had a great game, Harrigan. Like, a lot of his work's gone unnoticed in there, but he's had 16 tackles and 14 hit-ups, and everyone loaded with dynamite. He loves this Origin football.
Simon's kick. Coyne on the kick return. Running away from Fairley. Now, Stuart Kelly. Out to the 30-metre line. Had Dallas on his inside. Had a lot of work on his own plate, though. Lamb with it now. Singh. Oh, good tackle by Ken McGuinness. Second youngest player in the match tonight, Ken McGuinness from the Western Suburbs Club. Halfway line. 8-0, New South Wales. Try for McGregor. Converted by Wishart. And Andrew Johns a penalty goal. Both goal kickers ill-fated tonight. Lamb punching it across. He's looking for Dallas on the right wing, but I don't know that there was a great deal of communication.
I just think New South Wales have got to get a little bit more adventurous with the ball and try and come up with some points. It looks to me as though they're having a look at the clock and saying 15 minutes to go, maybe 8's enough. If they try to protect an 8-point lead, Queensland historically come back and hurt you. They've got to keep pushing the ball, making Queensland stretch in defence and take the juice out of them so they can't get a last gasp. I can't get that out at any time. A last gasp.
A final minute.
You'll finish up jumping over the top of it. The gap, I mean. This is Pay. 33 metres out from the New South Wales line as Tuvey picks up Brasher. Brasher putting himself into the game. 5 gone. Simon for the kick. And aiming it down the middle.
John Simon's just got to get the ball to Jim Dimmick more. Every time he's handled it, it's looked dangerous. He's not getting enough of the football as Queensland stretch wide here.
Mark Coyne it was who did the cleaning up. Now Robbie O'Davis. Ikin pushing it across. Lamb running with it. Lamb. Oh yes, he's through! Lamb down to the 20, looking for Dallas and finding him. But they find the sideline.
Well, we've got the touch judge coming in, so there may be some interference. in the support play. Adrian Lamb sliced through. He didn't have the speed, and he knew that he didn't have the speed. So he looked for Brett Dallas coming up on the outside, but they converged. Adrian Lamb slicing through, too much speed for the inside men. That's how the first try was scored, or the only try in this game. He tries to position Brett Dallas, but I just wonder whether Jamie Ainscough is going to be the man penalised for holding on to Dallas before the pass was delivered.
Yes, and it is, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Queensland are looking fresh when they get the ball now. They've got great speed, and unless New South Wales can wear them down with some defence out wide, they're always able to hit back with a quick spread of the ball. Just feel that Queensland are getting a little of the scent that New South Wales are trying to protect this 8-point lead.
So the Maroons with this long-awaited opportunity. Smith takes one to the centre. Now, Larson intercepted but put down. 6 more tackles. Tierney. 10 metres out, right in the centre of the park. And this will be a penalty. It might even be, I was thinking of a professional foul. That is not in evidence, though.
Big decision, this one.
Oh, they've got to kick the goal. They have to kick the goal and get within 6, and that gets the other side nervous.
They're not going to.
Got to score them to justify it, obviously.
Well, I think the game comes down to this.
Sloss. And his Gold Coast teammate, a dummy half. Lamb. Bartram, 2 metres out from the line. Goddard appealing for a quick play of the ball. Almost impossible. Brasher might have been offside. Here's Lamb trying to get through. He's over. Lamb is across. It's 8 points to 4.
Ah, genius, Paddy. No king at goal. He's the best.
Never in doubt. And the captain has done it all on his own. He's carried a player 3-4 metres over the line. He cut him up on the other side moments ago, and this time he's done it all himself. And he really's got no right to score this try because there's enough defence there. He's through the dummy, and he carries Tim Brasher and Stephen Menzies over the line. That's a marvellous effort. Totally outweighed by the 2 men that he takes across with him. It's just sheer guts and determination that sees him get across there and put the ball down.
Yeah, tremendous work. Tim Brasher up in the defence line there on the try line. Lamb looks for a double pump here to bring O'Davis into the play. Gets himself on the smallest defender in the line, Brasher, unable to force his way over. Menzies could do no more. And now, as so often happens in Origin football, Queensland put themselves in with a chance with 11 minutes to go. And we've got to sit down and bite our nails yet again.
Kelvin Jeffs there getting assistance from the in-goal touch judge. He was in absolutely perfect position. A couple of the New South Wales players were claiming they got the hand under the ball. It wasn't the case. Now we've got the finish that we were hoping for and looking for. Even if this is missed by Wayne Bartram, Queensland still in a position to win the game with a last gasp effort.
Well done, Stello. A last gasp effort. Bartram with a chance to get within 2, but that came on the back of some negative play by New South Wales, I thought. They really dragged Queensland back into that game by trying to protect this lead. Now they've got a real ball game.
Bartram bringing it around and over. Queensland are behind by 2. 11 minutes to go. To the halfway. Wasn't there a television series called The Last 10 Minutes? New South Wales restarted. Just under 11 to go, and New South Wales are in front by 2 in the Coca-Cola State of Origin 1.
And this sometimes
how often do they keep the monotony of this fight back going? They are never down and out, are they? Larson. Schloss.
Tell you what, he'll be hard to keep out of the starting lineup for the next match. Jeremy Schloss. Adrian Lamb gets the kick in, but an easy one for Brasher.
Coming away from his 20-metre line, the New South Wales fullback, and they cannot afford to lose the ball on this set of 6. Not down this end of the park anyway. McGuinness to the 40. 8-6, New South Wales. Tuvey! He's made a clean break! Ball goes to ground. Coyne turning it back, beating one.
As we talked before the game, New South Wales had an advantage in experience and skill, but it was speed that could well get Queensland home. And with 9 minutes to go in a nail-biter, speed becomes your biggest weapon. We can see from broken play there, Mark Coyne almost stepping his way through. And with the likes of Dallas and O'Davis, Matty Singh in this Queensland side, they are ever dangerous now from anywhere on the field as New South Wales try to protect not an 8-point lead, but a 2-point lead with only 8 minutes remaining.
Tierney, just outside the 30-metre line, the Blues end of the park. Lamb to the air. McGuinness is safe. 18 out from his own line. Trainers working overtime. Players exhausted. Coaches are tense. A great finish. It mightn't have reached the heights of some of the Origin matches, but the scoreboard keeps you on the edge of your seat. There's the captain again. Tuvey to the 40-metre line. Terry Hill, then Carey. Playing it as safely as they can. John Simon. Jim Dimmick. Kick will roll away, and it'll come back to the 20-metre line for the restart, and it's a negative look on the face of Jim Dimmick.
Yes, I think they're better off doing what we saw Adrian Lamb try at the other end. Anywhere within 30, 35 metres, you just put the high kick up and send plenty of chasers through.
So the timepiece shows 7.5 to go. 2 points the margin. Billy Moore taking them on. Lamb supporting. What a magnificent individual effort it's been by Adrian Lamb, the captain.
Great shot from Harrigan over the top on Eichen.
Goddard. O'Davis. Moore pushing it on. Smith. Jason, that is. Kelly, the young Parramatta player. From Toowoomba. Country boy. Jason Smith puts in a kick and allowed to bounce. Oh, it's a chance for Queensland. Coyne. Now it's with Goddard. Back for O'Davis. The last tackle is with us. And that is the turnover.
Well, it can't have been a New South Wales hand, obviously. The kick was a beauty from Jason Smith. He was on one side of the ruck, he kicked the other. O'Davis is in trouble. Dimmick is slow off the ground. New South Wales just composing themselves.
Oh, Harrigan! Shoulder charge, his head sat back on his shoulders. Tuvey takes a smack across the face.
Yeah, Jason Smith, third time. This will be a very stern talking to. And he's going to talk to a New South Wales player now in Adam Muir, who's given Jason Service Smith on his way to being spoken to.
You just got square, Phil. I'm not going to say anything. You just got square. Have a look at the scoreboard. Gould 1, Sterling 1.
Is that the Jason Service Smith?
That's right. I was looking through the program for a bloke called Jay Serve. Anyway, he deserved that one, the Eastern Suburbs coach. Now, It's with Carroll.
Whatever happens in this set of 6 has got to end with a more constructive kick and chase. They can't keep knocking it out over the dead ball line and giving Queensland a cheap 20 metres. They've got to pin them here.
Muir. Ball lost, and he's ordered the knock on. He'll put the scrum down. They say that Tommy's that excited he can't light his own cigarettes. Somebody's lighting it for him.
Well, I know exactly how Tommy Raudonikis is feeling. You get down to the last 5 minutes here, and no matter how much work you've put in the 10 days in preparation for the game and how much you want to win this, it gets down to the players on the field, and you've just got to sit back and let it take its course. And hopefully all the experience and the training and the desire and the commitment comes out to get you the result you want.
So, loose ball, and Mark Coyne has to clean it up under the pressure of the New South Wales defence. O'Davis looking for runners. Moore is there, as he always is. Carroll is that wraps him up. Then Goddard, and running himself the number 9, getting it back for Hearn, pushing it across on the left of the ground for Moore. Singh. Then it's Coyne. Coyne tries to split them. It's with O'Davis. Back it goes for Hearn. The big man's legs won't take him anywhere. And Goddard it is that's put down. Lamb again. Has he got any juice left, Adrian Lamb? He's really given it his all. Jason Smith is with it now. Bartram. Hearn. Rolling it up. Larson. Gary takes it to the 30-metre line. 5 tackles gone. The high kick across the ground. Is that on? Yes, here it comes. Off the boot of Lamb. Not a great kick. He leads the charge, but Ainscough is with it for the Blues.
Well, I didn't think I'd get nervous here tonight, but I can't help myself up here in the box. Queensland throwing everything at the Blues, and again we need a big set, or did I say we? They need a big set coming out of trouble here, and a constructive kick and chase. They haven't got a good one for a couple of sets of 6, and Queensland throwing everything at the Blues in the dying moments.
Harrigan taking it right down to the 80th minute. Tuvey running a lot from dummy half. He knows that's the safest way to play it. The big men at marker, they're having trouble lifting their legs. Tuvey on the right, Simon looking for the kick, and there it goes, clearing it down the park.
Yeah, great ball by John Simon. Robbie Davis has had to go back, and he's got a full 100 yards in front of him between Queensland and victory.
And gets the impression, though, it is a game that if it's going to be snatched out of the fire, it will be by the likes of O'Davis, Singh, Moore, Dallas, one of those players, maybe even a scoot out from dummy half. Dallas, monster there by McGregor.
They need a penalty, Queensland. They've got it, somehow gets tackles back-to-back, 6 tackles back-to-back.
2 1/4 minutes left in the Origin. Sponsored by Coca-Cola this year.
Last tackle, did they run it? Put all the eggs in one basket.
Jason Smith. And away for Adrian Lamb. And he's put it down over the head of Brasher. And Dallas was the runner, but even he hasn't the speed to get down there to do any good with that kick.
Yeah, New South Wales, 5 tackles and get it out over the sideline. Don't kick the ball near O'Davis and Dallas with a minute to go on the clock. Get it out over the sideline, walk to the scrum, and hopefully you only have 2 tackles to defend to win the game.
Here's Terry Hill trying to put a fend on, but the big fellow, Tony Hearn, hangs on. Dimmick comes away from dummy half, runs straight at Larson and Hearn. Dimmick is 38 metres out from his own line. The Blues are leading by 2. We're inside the last 2 minutes. McGregor, the try scorer for New South Wales, succumbing to the defence. Then Tuvey coming down the blind side with Simon's kick and finding the line 30 metres out.
Good work, John Simon, by the book there. They'll wear the clock down now, a minute to go. Queenslanders screaming for time off, but that isn't the case. And 1 scrum. We've been in this position before. Remember back in 1994, I think it was, 1 scrum with a minute to go in the game. And Mark Coyne, after something like 15 passes, planted it over in the corner to snatch a Queensland victory. If you're a Blues supporter, pray that it can't happen again.
Here's Eichen going across the ground. O'Davis making sure they get it to Dallas. 32 metres out from his own line. Inside the last minute. Last 30 seconds on the clock, and Dallas is with it again. More than significant.
Sorry, Ray, need to get close enough to put a kick up.
Goddard. Bartram scooting into dummy half. Adrian Lamb, a long pass. Inside from Aiken. Billy Moore running off him. Then for Aiken again. Now it's Tierney drifting across the ground. They're going back, looking for Dallas. Here he is with the ball. Puts the kick in. Brasher is with it. A siren in the background, is it? Brasher goes to ground, and there it is. The first Origin for 1997 going to New South Wales. 8 points to 6.